Hey, how's it going? Chris from My Core Balance, and I love this question. I got this question today, and I really wanted to answer it because I get this question a lot actually, and that's from women who do not want to, look like Hercules. They're like, I know I see that you really like weightlifting, and Chris, I don't want to look like Hercules, and it's understandable. I mean, they're not necessarily, these women don't necessarily know the process of lifting weights and what happens. And so really the answer that I give to them is, even if, and by the way, the lady who said that today was in her 70s, so that kind of colors the answer as well. But, even if you did everything absolutely perfectly, 100% perfect, at the age of 20, you would have a hard time getting those veins. A lot of reasons for that. One is that Mother Nature just says that women need to have a little bit more body fat than men. Just the average amount of body fat that a woman carries. A healthy woman compared to a healthy man, the healthy man's going to have a lower body fat. And the main reason for that is that women need the ability to bear children. And, the body will not let that happen, to get to the point where you can see like every vein and every little striation of the muscle. You need to have really low body fat. I mean, I'm talking less than 10%. It's pretty tough for most women to get under 10%. And in fact, there are cases of female Olympic marathon runners who we're talking extreme training, right? Like very, very high levels of training that 99.9% of anyone, male or female, will never get to that kind of volume of training as far as how far they run. Anyway, these women, they actually stop having their periods because and these are women in their early 20s who should be having periods. They stop having their periods because their body fat level is too low. Mother Nature does not want them to carry a child with that low body fat. So again, there's really two reasons for that kind of veiny, that buff look. One is low body fat, and the second is a high amount of muscle. Now, the largeness of a muscle depends largely on testosterone, which again, women don't produce as much testosterone as men, and even older men. If you're in your 40s or 50s or older, and you're a male, and you're lifting weights like crazy, there is very low chance of you getting that size, that those big bodybuilders get. I think the main reason really that people are concerned and kind of rightfully so, a little bit scared, is, they see the magazines, right? They see the fitness models, and they see the veins and all the bulging. And again, to get those veins, it's very difficult. I'm going to throw in one more reason why it's next to impossible to get those veins bulging out. Those, again, typically males in those images, but even sometimes I guess females can get those veins and striations and stuff. They're all taking crazy supplements. And what they do as well, they call it the shrink wrap effect. And they dehydrate themselves before the photo shoot. So they dehydrate themselves, and that kind of acts like a shrink wrapper. It makes the skin kind of look tighter, and it makes the muscles look bulgier and stuff like that. On a day-to-day basis, women listening to this, if you are lifting weights and you're following a SMART program, and you are lifting the amount of weight that you need to be lifting, you're staying safe, you're also doing cardio, you're eating healthy, you can expect 12 to 15% body fat if you're in amazing shape. That's not enough to get you those bulging veins or anything like that. So, yeah, your fears should be calmed right there. So, it's a great question, though. Again, I understand why the fear, but definitely unfounded. So start lifting weights. I strongly, strongly recommend doing that. It's going to be your best form of exercise that you can get.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you have a question, join me on the Anchor app. Ask the question within the app, and your voice will be featured in my future podcast, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.